Welcome students of Standard 8. Today we are going to study History, Lesson 4, The Freedom Struggle of 1857. First I will explain to you these points and then we shall read. You can also open your textbooks to Lesson 4, The Freedom Struggle of 1857. Now this struggle of 1857 was a revolt against the British government. The British slowly took control over many parts of India, and this discontent came out in the form of a rebellion or a struggle of 1857. This was highlighted in the book written by V.D. Savarkar, The Indian War of Independence 1857. Now what was the background for this struggle to take place? We will go into its background before 1857. The people, the local people and the farmers, there was lots of discontent among them. There were many ill effects of the British rule. The local people were taxed heavily, the farmers were taxed, and no concessions were given to them even during natural calamities. The period from 1763 to 1857 was very bad, especially in Bengal and other parts. The peasants there participated and they were led by Sannyasi Fakir. Even the revolts took place in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and South India. In Maharashtra, it was Umaji Naik who led the struggle. He was finally caught and put to death in Pune. Even the Indian tribes and forest communities challenged the British rule. The Indian tribes were mainly poor people and they were dependent on forest resources. But the British put restrictions on it and there was discontent among them. Discontent among the Indian sepoys. Sepoys means soldiers. The soldiers who were working in the East India Company, they were paid less in comparison to the British soldiers. No allowances were given to them, and even the allowances went on decreasing. So there was anger in their minds. All this anger burst out in the form of struggle of 1857. Paika. Paika were the people who were given lands as a gift by the respective kings in that region, that is in Odisha. And in return, these Paikas had to support the king during wartime. But when the British took control of Odisha, when they conquered Odisha, they put an end to this hereditary system and they took charge of this land from these people. Now these people's livelihood depended on those land. Their earnings was dependent on it. And when the British took it back from them, there was discontent and anger in their minds. So, till here children, whatever I taught you, we will read that. The scope of the struggle of 1857 and its background was taken into consideration by V.D. Savarkar in his book The Indian War of Independence. Struggle before 1857. The local people had to bear the ill effects of British government. The Indians started feeling that they are exploited in every strata due to the company's rule. Farmers and common people became bankrupt during the company rule. In 1770, there was major famine in the Bengal province. The famine means the people were starved. Starved means they were not getting food to eat. But the British rulers were indifferent and insensitive towards Indian people. From 1763 to 1857, the peasants of Bengal participated in the rebellion led by Sannyasi Fakir. Similar revolts took place in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and South India. Umaji Naik also gave a strong fight. He organized the Ramoshis and the local youth to revolt against the British. They drew a declaration and appealed to fight against the British and overthrow the government. In 1832, Umaji Naik was arrested and hanged to death in Pune. The Indian tribes and forest communities also challenged the British rule. Their livelihood was dependent on forest resources. The British laws put restrictions on it. Consequently, These people also challenged the British. Next, in the army of East India Company, there were many Indian sepoys. They were all ill-treated by the company. Their salary and allowances were very less compared to the British soldiers. In 1806 at Vellore and in 1824 at Barrackpur, the revolt took up a fierce form. All these rebellions were local in nature and single-handed. Paika Rebellion. Rent-free lands were granted to the Paikas. In return, they had to support the king during wartime. In 1803, the English conquered Odisha. They took over the hereditary rent-free lands granted to the Paikas. This made the Paikas angry. Similarly, common man's life had also become miserable because of rise in salt price due to tax imposed on it by the British. This resulted in an armed rebellion of Paikas against the British rule in 1817. The discontent in the minds of the diverse classes blowed up in the form of the struggle, and its outbreak was in the form of an armed rebellion in 1857. Now, what were the causes for the struggle? There were mainly 5 causes: economic causes, social causes, political causes, discontent among Indian soldiers, and the immediate cause. Now, one by one, I will explain to you, children, and then we will read in the textbook. Economic causes. Now, in economy means money. The British put several restrictions on the local people. They were taxed heavily, and even the industries were taxed by the British. As a result, the local industries and the small cottage industries, they all came to an end. Next is the social causes. The social means society. Here the British tried to put some reforms in the Indian society, and the Orthodox Indians took it as an attack on their culture. The British put restrictions, and also they banned sati practice, and they started widow remarriage. So this the people did not like. Next, the political causes. In political causes, it was the policy of the British, especially Lord Dalhousie, who put doctrine of lapse, and he annexed many princely states under this policy. Now, what is this doctrine of lapse? Means it gave special rights to the British that they can annex any territory or any princely state or any state which did not have a male heir to the throne. So under that and under other things like maladministration, the British took charges of various territories under these political causes. Discontent among Indian soldiers. The next main cause was the soldiers who were given the cartridges. They were given long Enfield rifles. The cartridges had to be bitten and opened. And these cartridges were smeared with the fats of cows and pigs. So the Hindus and the Muslims, both the communities who were the soldiers, they revolted against this, and this led to the freedom struggle of 1857. The immediate cause was the cartridges, and also the discontent among the soldiers that they were paid less and no allowances were given to them. Also, they were given the post only up to Subedar. These were the discontent which caused the freedom struggle of 1857. And the immediate cause was the cartridges, as I told you. Now the outburst started with the death of Mangal Pandey. Mangal Pandey shot dead an English officer in revolt against that unjust rule, that is of the cartridges, biting the cartridges in order to use it. So he shot dead an English officer, and immediately he was caught and put to death. So the outburst of the uprising started with the death of Mangal Pandey. So we will, now what I taught you children, I am reading it. Economic causes. The British introduced new revenue system to increase their income. Taxes were forcibly extracted from the farmers. As a result, agriculture system collapsed. To sell the British goods in India and enjoy profit was the policy of the British. They imposed heavy taxes on the local industries. The handicraft and textile industry of India were ruined. Many Indian artisans became unemployed. Because of this, many Indian artisans became unemployed. They had growing discontent in their minds against the British. Next, the social causes. The Indians felt that the Britishers were interfering in the culture, tradition and customs of India. Sati prohibition, widow remarriage act were correct from social point of view, but the Indians thought that it is an interference in their lifestyle and hence they were dissatisfied. So these were the social causes. Now next, political causes. Lord Dalhousie annexed many princely states on various causes. The Nawab of Ayodhya was dethroned on the grounds of maladministration, whereas the princely states of Satara, Nagpur and Jhansi were annexed through the doctrine of lapse. Due to the policies of Dalhousie, the Indians did not consider the British as trustworthy. So there was discontent because of the political causes. Next, discontent among Indian soldiers. The Indian soldiers were given low status by the British officers. They could not gain any higher post than the Subedar. They were paid less compared to the British soldiers. The allowances were also gradually decreased. Due to these reasons, there was growing discontent among the Indian soldiers. Now the immediate cause. In 1856, the British provided long Enfield rifles to the Indian sepoys. The sepoys were required to bite the end of the cartridge. The news spread that these cartridges were smeared in the fats of cows and pigs. Due to this, the religious sentiments of Hindu and Muslim sepoys were hurt and made them unhappy. The outburst. Disciplinary action was taken on those sepoys who refused to use the smeared cartridges and were given severe punishment. Mangal Pandey from Barakpur cantonment shot an English officer as a reaction to unjust nature of British officers. Now children, see the picture of Mangal Pandey on page number 17. This is the picture of Mangal Pandey. Mangal Pandey was arrested and hanged to death. This news spread like fire. The entire regiment of Indian sepoys at Meerut took part in the freedom struggle and marched towards Delhi. Thousands of Indians voluntarily joined them on the way. They handed over the leadership of the freedom struggle to Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah and proclaimed him as the Emperor of India. So all the soldiers, they marched towards Delhi. They made Bahadur Shah as their emperor. They proclaimed him as the emperor and they marched to Delhi. Now scope of the struggle. Now how did this scope spread? That we will see. The self-confidence of the sepoys increased with the capture of Delhi. It also gave inspiration to other soldiers. The revolt soon spread in North India. The Indian soldiers revolted in cantonments from Bihar to Rajputana. Now see on the map on page number 18. You can see the map, children. It's very clear in the map that the yellow parts are the places ruled by the British, and in that you can see the small pink dots where this revolt continued. The self-confidence of the sepoys increased with the capture to Delhi. It also gave, now the revolt spread in Lucknow, Allahabad. You can see in Lucknow here. These are the places: Lucknow, Allahabad, Kanpur, Meerut, and all the places here the revolt spread. Later it spread to South India also. In the revolt, Chhatrapati Pratap Singh of Satara and his officer Rangoji Bapuji. Now here in South, even in Kolhapur, Satara, Nagund, it spread. Chimaji of Chimasaheb of Kolhapur, Balasaheb Bhave of Nagun, Bhagoji Naik of Ahmednagar were in the forefront. So in this way the revolt spread all over India. You can see the small places from where the revolt spread, which are written in pink. So this was the scope of the struggle. Now children, in the next part of the lesson, we will continue the remaining. So till here you read the lesson and go through the lesson properly. Thank you.